What's up, Brian? How are you? We'll get going here in a minute. Okay, let's get started. Somebody else trickles in, they trickle in. We'll go heel to toe, up and down. Nice and easy. What's up, Kyle? What's up, Ron? Welcome. Just in time. We got 20 jumping jacks. And from there, straight leg march. 5 each side. We got arm series. And from there, heels and toes together, we got knee circles. We'll go 5 each direction. And from there, shoulder rolls. Big circles forwards and backwards. 5 each way. From there, we're going to roll the shoulders down and back into the socket so they're nice and pinned down. And we've got neck, side to side. And then from there, chin down, chin up. If you got neck pain, which is pretty common stuff, pretty good way to address it. But the key thing is, if I was here and then doing my neck stuff, I might actually make it worse. Rolling them down and back so my neck is free and clear. From there, I'm going ear to shoulder. And then one big circle. I'm just letting gravity do the work. I'm not reaching. One big 360 each direction. Nice and easy. From there, 2 Jefferson curls, roll down. Hang out, relax, exhale. And we've got 2 passes. From there, let's get 5 squats. Settle into whatever you got. From there, knee hug, quad stretch. We'll go just 2 each side. From there, we're going to lunge that back. Reach it all. Push the palms to the ceiling. Move the hips around. Oh, shimmy out. Find some good hips. Give it a little bit of legs in here. You're tight there. And don't get too past each side. From there, slide down for baby makers. And squat out, we got 5 wall squats. And follow with 5 groundings. Feet are just underneath it. Gentle pressure on the back of the head. Do not let the hands impact your spine as if chin stays away and the chest is nice. All going to come and play. After that, go wide. Sunrise. Mornings 3 each way. And grab. Skinny bit. Get a little shoulder activity. We got little kids for 10. Once you go, step side, bench with T's. Other step to 10. Sorry, my computer's about to die. I gotta plug in. Plug in real quick, lose it all. Okay. Let's get some stuff set up. Band 1, band 2. I got my, really just my any band on the low attachment. And my skinny bands cutting through, making my Y attachment. And we're going 90-90s. 90 degrees up, back down, 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Let's get a set of 12. Trying to be nice and tight in the abs. Reach straight up overhead. And once you got about 12, go ahead and relax. from there, we're going to use the same setup. We got Y pulls now directly up overhead. So hands start at the hips, and I'm just turning myself into a Y. I may only go back down halfway because there's not really any resistance there. My shoulders are immobile as such that I want to get relatively close to my attachment so I can get that end range. That is what we're looking for. That's the money maker. So if that means you have no resistance down at your hips, totally fine. If you're strong through there, which as I said, I am not, totally fine. But also, if you're just getting that top third, totally fine. Let's get about 12 to 15. And then from there, we got hollow rocks. Standard hollow rocks for 20. Point the toes, point the fingertips. Trying to maintain that hollow. Abs are nice and engaged. Height is not the priority. In fact, staying shallow is the priority. That is going to be net much harder on the abs. Trying to keep that angle fixed. Avoid bending at the knee. Fantastic. Whew. Good times. So if you've got your fancy Dan deadlift handles or weights or spoons or muddlers, now it's going to be a good time. We're going to start implementing these more frequently. Pick any old band. We'll just get a practice set. I'm going to loop it around and grab. Now I've got my handle. Simple as that. Okay, I get the other one in as well. And I've got my standard deadlift set up. But now with my handles, let's get 5 deadlifts. I just want to troubleshoot anything that pops up. Any band will do. We'll talk about reps and sets and all that kind of stuff. So Ron, what you might have to do, because that looks like the band just might be a little too light, is create a little slack in the middle and then step on that so I've got more resistance. I want to have some resistance starting at about the knee. If I'm already here and their band isn't doing anything, it's going to be pretty tough. Okay. So let's get a set of 20. You pick as many bands as you like. And don't be shy, especially if you got a handle. It's going to allow you to handle, no pun intended, quite a bit more than you could before. So even though I've got a bunch of bands now, I can still get pretty decent grip around that handle. Yeah, Ron, all in all, it's going to be a much better bet. It's going to give you more. And then stepping through that double loop. So that section that's right up there near your waist, you got to have that down towards the ground too, so you can step on that as well. Yep. Let's get a set of 20, guys. More than anything, this ends up being very RDL-esque. And so my hips can stay high, that's fine. And I don't really have a whole lot of tension below my knees, so it's really from knee to hip where you're getting most of the benefit. It's going to be very hamstring dominated. So Ryan, to get the very most benefit out of this, think of keeping the hips a little more static as opposed to squatting it down. So less like a barbell deadlift, yep, there you go. More like an RDL. It just ends up working, take you to the best overall engagement. Okay, once you got 20, next thing, pretty straightforward. I've got 20 trainer rows, so get your trainer set up if you don't have it already. I like to have mine set up high so I can kind of get underneath it a bit. gives me the best overall stimulus. Set 20, guys, nothing fancy. Just cranking them out. So you can pull from the band you just had. I happen to have just like a lone spare band. So now we're going to do a little more posterior chain, but we're going to go single leg. So the way this is going to be set up, I'm actually just going to use one of my handles. Step inside, and I've got a single leg cardio. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. I want you guys to find support. Support on purpose. The goal is not to, oh, I did better because I don't have support. It's to use the support to eliminate a variable so you can lean into a different one. Okay? So find something, and what we're going to do is 3 scales each side. So this will be with opposite arm to opposite leg, but a couple things to note. I want that back heel to be up. No good, bent leg, no good, too low, saggy leg. I want to think up and long. I'm using this post leg, soft knee, ton of hamstring and glute engagement. That's where I'm finding the benefit. Let's get 3 each side. You're using your post side to remove balance from the equation. Now you can get a nice deep range of motion. Yes, the little nuances of balance and your foot contact and that stuff gets lost in this. However, you will get a overall much better hammy and glute stimulus. 3 each side, then we'll add in the band. So I'm going to loop mine up like so. Step on it. Really no different than we did just a moment ago. Loop through with one hand, and now I've got some resistance to go with that. So let's give it a try. Let's go 3 each side. There isn't going to be a ton of resistance at this point. My band is loose. That doesn't mean we want to pull my arm into it. You can just leave it be long. That's totally fine. But as I come through, getting to this tall position, I've got a lot of stress on the glute by way of that band. Okay, let's get 3 each side. And I am not touching my swing leg back down because I want to make sure that as I stand, I've got good glute contraction all the way through. This foot is free and clear. And 3 each side. Just going to take it in, guys, see how y'all are doing. So Ron, when you come through, I want you to think of coming all the way up and through and stand tall. So butt is tight, leg is totally long. Right now, kind of finishing here, and that leg hasn't done all the work. Cool, Ryan looking pretty good, just that back leg. Right now it's a little kind of low. I want you to think, make that lever long. Yes. Cool. All right. So we're all looking pretty good. Let's get 15 each side. That's a pretty good amount of volume. So I don't need a whole lot of band to start to light up the hamstrings. 15 each side. If you've already done, 8 or 9 or so, just finish up your set of 15. And the idea is by the end, I've got this very controlled, because I'm balancing here, controlled hamstring and glute movements. And these, incidentally, man, these make me the sorest out of anything, even if they don't seem like that much and there's not much resistance. The lever arms are so long and so relatively taxing. And take your time. I still haven't even finished my first leg. Just methodical, like clockwork. Ooh, spicy. Looking good, guys. By the time you get to that end of that 15, the first 5 reps may not be that big of a deal, but as you get into the 7, 8, 9, 12, all of a sudden you're like, oh, dying a little bit. Those hammers just start to burn, and then getting some good squeezes to finish out those last 2 or 3 reps. Okay, our next one, I'm going to use the same band. You can use whatever band you like. High point, I've got my band folded in half because now that I've got my little handles in here, this is actually going to be a much stronger position than it would be if you were pulling just the band itself. Okay, so I've got a half kneeling row and I'm giving 20. If you don't have the handles, that's totally fine. Handles definitely make this a lot easier to get some good scapular traction and lat work because you don't have to kind of hedge against that grip pain of the naked band. Once you guys got 20, we're going back to the beginning. I've got my set of bands conveniently left out if you had to poach from bands, whatever. But just, I'm going to use the exact same set, and I'm getting a set of 20. You want to add, subtract, whatever works. If you want to add more resistance, a little hack is you can pull up a little slack in the middle here so that I've got less overall length to work with. And that can increase the overall tension of the bands, just in case you're kind of in between. It can be very helpful. All right, we're back to our ring rows. Same thing, 20 ring rows. I'm like oddly out of breath tonight. We haven't even done that much. I don't know what's going on. Okay, 20 trainer rows. Okay. Once you guys are all done there, back to your RDLs, 15 each side. Use that support and balance to your advantage. Get nice and deep. Think of maintaining a straight line from your heel to the top of your head. Sometimes I even close my eyes briefly while I'm doing these movements, just to visualize and get the very most out of it. That brain-body connection, very important in movements like this. Ah, man. Whew. Hammer's getting pumped up. One of my favorite feelings in the world. I might be alone in that, but nothing like a good hammy pump. Ah, okay. Banded rows. Half kneeling. I like to even think of getting a little pause, because that band is going to give you the most resistance when it's towards your chest. Give it a good squeeze. Woo, good times. PS, 2 rounds down, 2 to go. We're getting through 4 of these. Back to the deadlifts. Again, I'm fine-tuning my resistance. Make sure that each set, especially now that my hammies are nice and open, everything is flowing well, I still continue to get some benefit. Don't be shy about adding in a bit of resistance. Good times. Those deadlifts get my heart rate going. Maybe I'm just getting out of shape again. You push it a little harder. Whenever you guys are ready, trainer rows. We're in the matrix now. We know what's going on. Just cranking away. Oh, okay. Where are we at now? RDLs. Fantastic. Whenever you're ready, guys, 15 each side. Let's knock them out. Backwards. Wonder. Oh boy. That might be too much. I thought maybe. Yeah, whatever. Don't mind me. Just tinkering on the job. Once you're at 15-15 band rows, this is the end of set 3, I believe. We've got one more, and then we'll get into our WOD. All right, final set. Everyone's in a slightly different spot at this point, which is totally fine. Not a very time-centric workout today. So we'll finish up this set. I'll keep you posted as where I'm at. Just keep you moving. Then we'll center up and get going with our conditioning. I'm beginning my last set of deadlifts. Feel free to hop in and knock them out whenever you're good to do so. Whew. All right. Okay. Ring rows coming up. Whenever you're done with your deadlift, knocking out your, keep calling ring rows, trainer rows. Conditioning, guys, is very short tonight, and it's only one movement. Short, hard-hitting stuff. All right. RDLs. And half kneeling rows, last set. We'll get all synced up and then get into our conditioning. All right, whenever you guys are done, take a moment, hang out. Got plenty of time. Don't need any more bands, don't need any more trainers. Just need the trusty old Sandbag. All right, guys, whenever you are ready, go ahead and grab 5 squats. We haven't done really any squats since the warm-up. So just settling back into some hip and ankle range of, ankle range of motion. We got 5. From there, let's go wide, down baby makers. And go ahead, squat out of it. Let's get 5 back front squats. You hold it any way you like. I'm going front rack style. We've got 3 front squats. Once you got your 3 front squats, we got 3 presses. Just all the way up overhead for 3. That's it. Once you got your 3, linking it all together, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Let's just get 2. Fantastic. That is our one and only movement for conditioning for the evening. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to have work, rest intervals. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, repeated 10 times. Whole thing's only going to take 5 minutes. This is a Tabata workout, in case you were curious about the specific type. So here's the thing. 10 seconds is not a lot of rest. So here's what I'm going to try and do. We'll see how long I can hang on to this. I'm going to rest right here. Now you may choose to rest wherever you want. You can drop it on the ground, but here would be the thing to avoid. 19 and 20. It goes on the ground. 10 seconds go by. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Okay, go. And then I only get about 9 seconds of work. Okay. The goal would be to maximize your 20 seconds. Rest whatever you can. Maximize your 20 seconds. Okay. That's it. Clear out your space. We'll get going here in about 30 seconds. Don't need anything but your bag. Grab us some water real quick. And then we'll go. Okay. We're going in 10 seconds. I'll call out the time. Keep you guys posted. And we're going for 3, 2, 1. And here we go. 20 seconds of work. All the way down, all the way up. Doesn't last very long, so you're trying to maximize the reps you get in those 20 seconds. It's already 15. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Your choice where you keep it. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing because as you'll see, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. There's hardly any rest. Just enough time to take a couple of breaths. And my goal more than anything is see if I can hang on to this bag for 5 minutes straight, which is going to be pretty ambitious. 3, 2, 1. That's 2 rounds down. 3, 2, 1, and round 3. Here we go. Continuing to crank away. So far, so good, guys. Find a pace and try and stick with it. If you've been counting your reps, Try and get the same number each time. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. 2, 1, and here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Let's see, what do I think about this? And rest. Not very good, but let's change the pace. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. About halfway there, guys. So far, so good. 2, 1, and here we go. And 2, 1, and rest. It's the shoulders that are getting me. Oh my goodness, maybe I can pull it off like this. And 2, 1, and here we go. I don't know what round this is, but we're in minute 3. So that must be 6 rounds, 4 to go. And 2, 1, and rest. Oh man. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Hang in there, guys. We're approaching the home stretch. And 2, 1, and rest. Oh man, my shoulders are absolutely scorched. But we've only got 2 rounds to go. And 2, 1, here we go. Hang on to it, guys. Almost there. This is where the gains come from. And 2, 1, and rest. Okay, final round coming up. Whatever you got left, guys. Going hard for 20 seconds. In 2, 1, and here we go. Going hard, guys, all the way to the end. Five seconds. Squeeze in 2 more. And 2, 1. Ah! Yowza. All right, let's take a seat. We get a little stretching going. Oh, shoulders. Hands are back. Tenderly. Get in there. Woo. A little love across the front of the shoulders. Oh man, it's too much. It's like my shoulders started hurting the worst when I put it down. Oh. Good job, guys. Way to hang on to those bags. It's short, but that's a mentally tough one. Oh man. From there, let's go into a hurdler stretch. Nice and easy, just regular little hurdler. You do you. From there, we're going to go a little hip rotation. This inside is now going to go outside, almost like you're doing the old 80s rock and roll splits. That's going to allow you to reach a little further at the expense of this back hip. Do your best with it. And let's go to the other side, regular hurdler. Oh, man. And then swivel that leg to the outside, like you're doing actual hurdles. It's going to allow you to get a little deeper, possibly. And relax. Let's go to hands and knees. Walk out the hands for puppy dog. Get nice and long. A lot of lat activity today. Trying to push the chest down to the ground. From there, let's go back to seated. We got single arm hip bridge with a reach and hold. 5 seconds on each one. We got 3 passes. Get tall with the hips. Reach long with your arm. Turn the chest to the ceiling. Okay. Last but not least, a pretzel to finish it off. Pin the leg down, grab the bottom leg, and breathe yourself down to the ground. And switch to the other side.